a screen. Okay, so guys, let me see. Today we're going to work on phrasal verbs. So first of all, I'm going to give you some theory about phrasal verbs. Then I'm going to introduce you to phrasal verbs. Let me see if I find the things. I don't know if this is it. Ah, no, it is. This is. Okay. Just give me a second. Okay, guys. We're going to see phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are verbs, you know, that have an adverb. Okay, we call them multi-word verbs. Okay, and we've got within this category of multi-word verbs, we've got phrasal verbs. Let me see if phrasal verbs. Okay, prepositional, phrasal, prepositional verbs. Okay, so all of these, every teacher calls a phrasal verb or a multi-word verb a phrasal verb, but not all of them are phrasal verb. Okay, this is important because the pronoun or the object is going to be within some, and in other verbs it is going to be after. So this is important to take into account. The phrasal verb, guys, is a verb plus an adverb, not a preposition. Okay, everyone says, phrasal verb is a verb plus a preposition. No, it is an adverb. For example, let's see, phrasal verb, run up. Well, I'm going to provide you with some examples. You can say run up a bill. Run up a bill. In this case, because of the meaning, is not literal. Okay, with phrasal verbs, meaning is not literal. So you have to understand, to run up a bill is to pay a bill. You have to understand the phrasal verb, okay? Because, well, you have to study it by heart. Prepositional verbs is a verb plus a preposition, okay? In this case, it is like that. I'm gonna underline it so that you can see it better. And normally this occurs with, for example, run up the stairs. So in this case, guys, for example, run up is literal. So prepositional verbs are literal. Okay, for example, we've got as a phrasal verb, look after. No, sorry, look after is a prepositional. This is important. Look into would be investigate. To look into something would be to investigate. And for example, to listen to, okay? Every time we say listen, we say, I am listening to music. So you have to use this preposition, okay? So this is literal. The thing is that prepositional verbs are literal. Listen to, wait for, depend on. Okay, those are prepositional verbs that whenever you use this verb, you're going to need a preposition. In this case, it is a preposition. Okay, and phrasal verbs are not literal, so you have to study the meaning, or well. And phrasal and prepositional verbs are the easiest because they are composed of mainly 3 parts, guys. For example, cut, down, on. So we have the verb, the adverb, because it's a phrasal verb, and then we have a preposition. So we have a preposition. I'm going to start with the beginning. Verb, adverb, preposition, okay? And they have 3 parts. So those are the easiest to recognize because, well, they have 3 parts. Look forward to, look down on, cut back on. Okay, so well, this was just an introduction. I'm going to pass to you the theory of this more in detail so that you can study it at home. Okay, so this is mainly it, that, well, people say to all multi-word verbs, they call them phrasal verbs, but they are not, okay? And this is important, okay? Let me see if I find it now. If not, it doesn't matter. I don't know if it is. Yes, it is this. So guys, for example, I'm going to pass you this document, and you will find the theory in Spanish about the phrasal verb, prepositional verb, and this is explained in Spanish because I consider it a little bit tricky, okay? And it is important that you know if a verb is transitive or intransitive, it goes with a direct object or no, for you to change the position of the pronoun, okay? So you are going to know because of this, okay? And that's it, okay? In here, you've got the phrasal verbs and where and how you can move the object within or not. So this is important. And I'm going to provide you a basic list of phrasal verbs. Guys, this is the C1. So I suppose that you know what a phrasal verb is, more or less, and that you know some phrasal verbs, okay? Some of those are going to be worked on during today's class, okay? But you have here many like basic phrasal verbs like write down, anotar, work out, funcionar, bueno, o entrenar, watch out, tener cuidado, okay? So I suppose you know all of this: turn up, subir el volumen, turn to, acudir, but maybe you don't know some of them, so you should write them, okay? So I'm going to pass to you this, okay? This is for you to have it. You don't have to do nothing but to study it. So I'm going to pass this to you so that you understand this classification that I just made better, okay? So this is for you. And you've got it in Spanish, so you won't have any problem. Well, I'm going to drink a little bit. You're going to see me drinking all the time. Okay, guys, so what are we going to do today? Today, I'm going to introduce you. This is for you, okay, so I close it. And today, I'm going to introduce you to these two phrasal prepositional verbs, but containing 3 parts, okay? So we're going to work on them. I'm going to give you some of them. I'm going to provide you with an example. I'm going to explain the meaning, and then we will do some exercises. You have to know phrasal verbs if you want to get the C1, okay? This is like mandatory, obligatory, okay? So now we're seeing phrasal, prepositional, verbs. Okay, make it bigger. Well, doesn't matter. Okay, guys. So there is nothing to worry about. Okay, so now I'm going to start giving you some examples. I'm going to put this off a little bit because it makes me blind. Okay, so the important thing is now that you see the document, not my face. Okay, so the first phrasal verb is going to be look. I'm gonna put it in capital letters. Look up to. Okay, I'm going to try to explain everything in English, but well, if you don't know the meaning or something, just ask me and I will tell you in Spanish. Let me put the microphone, because if not, it is going to be difficult. Okay, look up to. Look up to. I really look up to my father. He's a very, very, very good father. So look up to means admire, okay? Guys, I suppose that you know that, I'm gonna put it in black. I suppose that you know that the verb is conjugated in any tense that you want, okay? So don't worry about it. Look up to means admire. Sometimes we have the counterpart, okay, of the phrasal verb, in this case, phrasal prepositional verb, but sometimes we do not, okay? For example, look up to can be substituted by admire, the Latin formula of saying look up to in a more formal, with a more formal word, which is in Latin, which has a Latin origin. It's not Latin as such. But sometimes, guys, we have look after and we don't have a counterpart. We don't have an equivalent, okay? So, well, I'm going to give you more. Look down on. He looks down on everybody. This is when you think you are better than someone. Okay, when you think you're better than someone, and literally in Spanish is mirar por encima del hombro, when you look down on people. Look down on. So these verbs, guys, cannot be deduced by watching them. I mean, you have to know them. Look down on. We've said that when you think you're better than somebody. I'm not going to write that whole sentence. 3. Put up with. Okay, put up with. We have to put up with the cold weather in Norway. So it is tolerate. Tolerate, stand. Okay, or I cannot put up with you. Okay. Come up with. Come up with. She came up with a really good plan. To come up with is to think of an idea. Okay. Ocurrírsele a alguien una idea, for example. Think of an idea. O dar con algo. For example, a scientist came up with the vaccine for the coronavirus. Okay. That would be another example. Okay, be careful with this one, guys, because come across is when you encounter by chance someone in the street, okay? To come across as has nothing to do with come across, okay? Come across es encontrarse por casualidad con alguien, but come across as has a different meaning, and it is, well, I'm not saying it before the example. The example is, at first, he came across as a very rude boy, but then I understood that it was his character. So it is appear to be. Okay, like at the first he appeared to be like he was very rude, but later I came to know him, for example. Okay, so different meaning. Get away with. Get away with, for example, the thief got away with the robbery. It means he wasn't caught. Okay. If you have doubts, please let me know. 7 is special. Look forward to. Be careful, because if a verb follows these two, okay, this is an exception. The following verb is going to have ing, so be careful. look forward to, for example, I really look forward to going on holidays. Okay, I'm going to write the example for you to have it written. Okay, the normal thing, guys, would be that after to you put the base form, but this is an exception. Okay, like get used to, I'm used to doing. Okay, so sometimes we've got exceptions and you have to put ing after the to. Okay, I am really looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, to seeing you, not to see you. Okay. And this is to be excited about a future event. Tener muchas ganas de. That you cannot wait for something. Come down with. I come down with a cold every winter. Come down with a cold every winter. So this is to get sick. To get sick, when you say the equivalent in Spanish, I like to speak in Spanish because if I don't say the things in Spanish, I feel that you are not getting the real meaning of the words. Okay? In this case would be pillar algo. ¿Vale? Yo os digo get sick, enfermar, ¿no? Pero es en el sentido de pillar. Ay, lo he cogido, he pillado. Okay? It is quite informal. Okay? Come down with. Is to get sick, but in this sense in Spanish. I like to speak in Spanish because sometimes let's see this example. Okay, so we've got 3 meanings which are related to the action of vomiting. A ver, chicos, perdón por el ejemplo, okay? But let's try to, I want to get understood what I want to say. So I have to tell you the things in Spanish, okay? Because if I tell you that vomit is vomit, throw up is vomit, and puke is vomit in an informal way of saying vomiting, maybe you are not getting the whole meaning of the words, okay? Vomit, in this case, would be like the technical term. Throw up would be normal, okay? Like vomitar in Spanish, okay? And puke would be echar la pota, ¿ok? Entonces, por eso os doy muchas veces las traducciones en español para que, si yo os digo puke, lo utilizamos en frase, os digo en inglés. Puke, we use puke when we want to, I don't know, when we want to address informal information, for informal context and so on. Okay, so maybe it causes an effect better on you if I tell you the meaning in Spanish. So come down with is to get sick with a cold, to get sick with a flu, but it means pillar. Pillar en el sentido de he pillado, so it is informal. So we have here, for example, a phrasal verb conveying the meaning of vomiting depending on the context also, guys, because we throw up is also to throw something up in the bin, okay? The papers in the bin or something like that, okay? So be careful also with context and register. Is it formal? Is it informal? the following is grow out of, and it is to stop liking, maybe because you are now older, maybe. Okay, for example, I think I've grown out of liking dolls. Okay, to stop liking. Okay. 10. We're going to see some of them. Cut down on. This is what this was my example before. So you need to cut down on meat if you want to be healthy. So cut down on is to reduce or to cut, okay, or to do something less, okay, reduce, cut, okay. For example, if you want to get to lose weight, you should cut down on sweets, things having sugar, and so on. So this is reduce, to cut, simply. Slow down, I can't keep up with you. Okay, so this is that you do something very fast, so you cannot follow. Keep up with. Okay, I repeat the example. Slow down. I can't keep up with you because you are going too fast. Let's see. 12. We're about to finish. Don't worry. This is interesting. On up to, for example, he won't own up to his mistakes. So this is admit. Own up to recognize, to admit. You should own up to your own mistakes, for example. Get on with. Get on with. I'm seeing many of them because, guys, I suppose that you know some of them at least, okay? Get on with. I don't get on with him because he's very impolite, okay? So to get on with someone is to have a good relationship with that person, okay? Or do you get on with your in-laws? Do you get on with your in-laws? Do you get on with your mother-in-law? Do you get on with your boss? Okay. So that it's get on with. Fall out with. Fall out with, for example, I often fall out with my sister because she takes my clothes without permission. Okay, it's to have an argument, to argue, and stop being friends, or stop being a couple, or to have a fight with someone. Okay, then we have fall out, the noun. This is the noun, okay?
which means discusión, fallout. Okay. 4 more, guys. 4 more. They are a lot, I know. Make up with. Okay, make up with. So you should make up with your ex-boyfriend because he was very good. He was very kind to you. I don't know, I'm inventing the sentences, guys. So this is to start being friends or to start being whatever you were in the past. Again, after an argument, so it is to make up with, it is to, yeah, to start being friends again, to start being a couple or whatever, okay, to overcome your problems. To start being friends or after an argument, let's say. Break up with. I think this is the easiest. Break up with, well, this is to end a romantic relationship. Break up is to break something, okay? My car broke down, or my car, when something breaks, when it is something, you say break down, not up. When you say break up, it is for a relationship, but normally this relationship is romantic. Okay, so I would say to end a romantic relationship. I don't know what example to give you. Break up with. So she broke up with him after acknowledging that he was cheating on her, for example. Break up with somebody, break up with someone. 17. Stand up for. To stand up for, you should stand up for your rights if you believe you are right. Okay, this is redundant. Or stand up for yourself. Okay, this is defend yourself. Defend yourself verbally, okay? For example, for someone's rights or these things. Stand up for. Okay, so instead of saying, for example, I mean, guys, maybe you know this, some of these phrasal verbs, maybe some of you know all of them, but the thing is that you include them in your speaking, in your writing, okay? You can know them, but if you don't show that you know them, what's the purpose of knowing them, okay? So instead, try to reactivate your mind and use these phrasal verbs. So instead of saying defend whatever, so whenever you want to use defend, try to change it with a stand up for, so it may be well. And the last one, guys, run out of. We are running out of time. Okay. So I'm going to go quicker and I'm going to introduce you to the exercises, for example. Okay, run out of. Oh dear, we've run out of bread, so I have to buy some. Well, used or oh dear, we are in the middle of the road and we've run out of gasoline, for example. Okay. We will be seeing more expressions and more phrasal verbs and more everything. Okay, but this was our list. Look how cute it looks. This was to reduce or to cut simply. So let's go to review a little bit. Look up to is admire. Look down on, we said that when somebody feels superior, they tend to look down on people and treat them badly on a daily basis. 3, put up with is to tolerate. I cannot put up with my students talking all the time and shouting each other, for example. I cannot put up with that. 4, come up with, just to think of an idea, okay? Or imagine, guys, if I am talking, okay, and I don't come up with the word I want to say, okay? That's another example. Come across as is appear to be. Come across as such, only come across, it is to find by chance somebody in the street or in Mercadona, I don't know, okay? 6, get away with. So she gets away with murder. It's an expression meaning she never gets caught. 7, look forward to plus ing. Okay, this is very important. I really look forward to going on holiday. I really look forward to buying a house. I'm really looking forward to having whatever. Okay, having health. I don't know. 8, come down with. It was to get sick. Grow out of is to stop liking, maybe because you are old. Not necessarily, but well. Cut down on is to reduce or just to cut, simply to cut, to stop consuming something, to stop doing something. Keep up with is, well, to follow something. For example, oh, I cannot keep up with this class because the teacher is speaking in English, for example. That would be to follow, okay? Maybe because I'm doing it fast or something like that. And up to would be admit, okay? Get on with is to have a good relationship with somebody. You can say get on well. You could say well in here. With. Fall out with is to argue with somebody, to have an argument, to have a fight, to have a discussion. 15, to make up with, start being friends or whatever after an argument. 16, break up with is to end a romantic relationship. Stand up for is defend, and run out of is when you don't have more of something, okay? So guys, let's go into practice. Do you have doubts?
No.
No? Oh. Good. Now, when you practice, maybe you have, or maybe when you practice, you come up with doubts, okay? But I hope that you don't have. We're going to keep up with studying these phrasal verbs. And what we're doing, let me find it again. This is exercise on phrasal verbs. I'm going to show you the document and I'm going to give you time. I'm going to explain to you everything and then I will give you time. Okay, so you only have one page, okay? You have multiple choice, okay? And you just click on it, on whatever you think is correct, okay? This is easy. And in part 2, you are going to complete with the main verb. What do I mean by the main verb? Because you're going to have the preposition and the adverb, and the main verb would be that. Okay, the lexical verb, the verb itself. Okay, so you're going to complete the sentences with the verb, but guys, be careful with the tenses. Okay, conjugate the tenses, because maybe you may need the past, the conditional, the base form, whatever, okay? So I'm going to pass it and I'm going to give you time to complete it. Okay, guys? So I'm giving you time. When you finish, you put it in the chat. I'm going to put it here also. Okay, guys, so let's go into to see. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so the first, he thinks he's so fantastic. That's why he looks down on me. Two, I just can't put up with his rude behavior anymore. Okay. So tolerate, put up with, tolerate. Three, I'm looking forward to going. Okay, this is what I told you. This is an exception. Okay, we've got more exceptions in English, but well, they will come. They will come. They will come up. On holiday next month. Four, Susan and Steve had a fight last week and they broke up with each other. So they had a fight and they broke up. Okay. Five, the grammar is so difficult, I can't keep up with the other students. Okay, so that's it in this case. Not really challenging, but this is good practice for you to be starting substituting these. Okay, let's see. You had to conjugate in here. So one, we need to come up with a solution to our problem. Now you will see more examples, okay, for using these phrasal verbs. Two, Dave got away with cheating in the exam. After a preposition, we put ing. Remember that. Three, I feel terrible. I must be coming down with an illness. Okay, I must be coming. This is continuous, a continuous form. Four, I should really cut down on coffee. I can never sleep at night. Five, I thought Inception was a really complicated film. I couldn't keep up with the plot. Six, I grew out of playing. You see, you have a preposition and then you have ing, guys. Be careful with these. Don't forget this rule. After a preposition, we put ing. Seven, I don't really get on with my boss. He's really aggressive. Okay. More. Eight, don't let your boss speak to you like that. You should stand up for yourself. Nine, I'm calling the police. I just can't put up with my neighbor's loud music anymore. 10, children often look up to celebrities like football players. Look up to, they admire celebrities. 11, William went traveling around the world, but he had to come home when he ran out of money. He ran in the past, okay? Because we have this in the past, we need this in the past. Okay. 12, Susan and Steve had a fight last week, but Dave made up with each other now. 13, I fell out with my sister when she borrowed my clothes without asking. Without is a preposition, and you see after a preposition we have the ing form. This is very, very, very important. Okay. 14. He comes across as a bit stupid, but he's actually, you've got the present simple in here. So it is like you're describing the character. So you need the present simple. He comes across as a bit stupid, but he's actually very intelligent. 15, the last one. No one owned up to breaking the window, but we all thought. So it is past, okay? It was Maria or Mariah or, okay? So guys, this is it. I'm going to show it to you again, okay? If you sometimes want to make a picture or something like that in the chat, you can do it, okay? Feel free to do it. Okay, so that's it. Which is the homework? The homework is that you try to replace the verbs you are used to using with this type of verbs. So instead of saying, hey, defend yourself when they insult you, say, stand up for yourself when they insult you. Or instead of, he admitted having robbed in the bank, say, he owned up to, what did I say? Stealing in the bank. Okay, so this is practice, guys. Or instead of try to reduce the amount of coffee you take, say try to cut down on. So this is how you should do it. Doubts, guys? No? Okay, I'm recording. Yes. Okay. So guys, this is basically it. This is not, phrasal verbs are nothing to worry about. We will see difficult things. I mean, we will see expressions, we will see this type of things. So now, what are we doing now? Let me cross it out because I have my notebook in here that we've done this, that we have practiced this. Give me just 1 second. No, I'm not going to pass it. Ah, yes, we can do it. We can start doing it. Okay, guys, now in this part of the class, I'm putting this so that you can see me. The problem is that I'm not going to put the cam all the time. Okay, because there is a light coming and I get blind. Okay, guys, so what we are doing now is that we are going to practice a little bit idioms, okay? So how are we going to do it? So those are idioms, okay? And I'm going to give you time. I suppose that you don't know most of the idioms, okay? But, well, it is just a matter of practice. So this is use of English. And idioms or expressions may come in the exam. For example, to make ends meet. To make ends meet, you have to know that this is when you cannot pay your bills, when you're at the end of the month, llegar a fin de mes, to make ends meet. So you have to learn them by heart. Guys, knowing English is one thing, but advancing in English and improving your level of English is just studying collocations, more phrasal verbs, more expressions, more vocabulary. So this is what we are going to do in this course. We will review grammar also. So I'm going to give you time to do this. This is not very very challenging, okay? So guys, I'm going to give you some time to do it, and then I will go through some of them. Okay, maybe I suppose that we are going to have time, but I'm giving you some minutes. So what do you have to do? You've got a sentence containing the idiom, okay, and you have to choose the right answer, of course, which is about the idiom. What is the idiom saying, okay, or what is it conveying? So I'm gonna pass it. Idioms. So just try to do the, yes, all of them, and we will be correcting them, okay? Guys, just a maximum of 10 minutes. Guys, 5 minutes. If you don't know, just try to invent as if this were the exam. Have you all finished? If you have all finished, we start correcting now. Tell me in the chat.
Not yet.
Lucia has finished. Maria. You're very quick in this class. Okay, so I'm going to try Raquel. Let's see. Not yet. Okay. So let's going to give some more minutes. Okay, so guys, you are going to write in the chat. I think it is going to appear in here. When I read this, you tell me the letter, okay? And then I will explain this. So after going to the park, the mall, and the movies, Casey was sick of bending over backwards to entertain her nieces. A, B, C, or D, guys?
C.
C, yes, correct. It's letter C. C, good. Good, very good, guys. So bend over backwards could be translated into Spanish. It is to make a big effort, okay? Dejarse la piel, okay? This is to make a really, really big effort. Let's say 2. Bobby would have been playing ball until the cows came home if it hadn't been for Susie dragging him home for dinner. A, B, C, or D?
D.
D. D, Antonio, Irene, good. D. Very good, Maria. D. Very good, guys. So, until the cows came home, you know, this is like in Spanish, hasta que las ranas críen pelo. Okay, so for a long time. Okay, let's see. Mr. Johnson was very particular about the arrangement of his classroom. So the thing he hated most was when his students caused a ruckus. Caused a ruckus is caused trouble, caused problems, okay, with their wild horseplay.
C.
Sí.
C.
Very good. C. Very, very good. Okay, so horseplay is that they were making a mess. okay? They were wrestling around, means they were making a mess. La estaban montando, la liaban. Good. And ruckus is trouble, okay? This is the same as trouble. Let's see. 4. Eric wanted to fix his cousin's computer, but he was already having problems setting up his aunt's Wi-Fi network, and he didn't want to open a whole new kind of worms.
C.
Which letter? No, it's not C. It's D. D.
D.
D. So this is to make things worse, okay? So if he had already problems, he didn't want to start doing more things. Very good. This one has not equivalent in Spanish, we would say, to make things worse. 5. Even though Candace already had a job, she submitted her 2-week notice and conducted herself in a professional way at her old job because she didn't want to burn bridges.
A.
Which is these?
A.
I'm reading. Yes, A, okay. And this in Spanish is quemar puentes, quedar mal, okay? So this is like the same in Spanish. Okay, 6. World-renowned country western supergroup The Mountain Boys can sell out an arena at the drop of a hat. A, B, C, or D?
B.
Let's see what the rest say.
A.
B, 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 good. I'm giving you a little bit of time. So B, and at the drop of a hat means effortlessly. Okay, effortlessly, so without effort, en un santiamén, yo qué sé, en un abrir y cerrar de ojos, menos que canta un gallo, sin despeinarse, así algo relacionado con la cabeza, ¿no? At the drop of a hat, so, well, so without an effort, very good. 7. Vivian expected Craig to sob. We will see. We will see more verbs. Okay, to sob is to cry a lot. Okay, uncontrollably when she broke up with him. Break up with. So you know that these phrasal verbs are exist in the language. However, Craig kept a stiff upper lip. A, B, C, or D?
D.
D. Correct. Very good, guys. D. So, exactly. Mantener la compostura. To keep a stiff upper lip. 8. Mrs. Robinson expects Casey and my presentation to be good, but we have been working on it every night for the last week, so we are really going to knock her socks off.
C.
Very good. C. So, you are going to leave the teacher impressed, okay? Boquiabierta or impressed when you are going to, yes, to leave somebody impressed. You are so quick in this class. 9. Over the summer, Brian was really excited about being placed in the advanced math class, but after getting his syllabus on the first day and seeing the workload, he was ready to jump ship. Be careful with this one, to jump ship.
C.
Okay, what about the rest? Antonio says A. Maria, C. It is C. Lucia says A. I told you that be careful with this one. It is C because jump ship no es tirarse de cabeza o algo así, okay? It is abandonar, okay? Recular, tirar la toalla, to jump ship. So he changed his mind. And he no longer wanted. He saw the syllabus, which is la programación del año, and seeing the workload y viendo la carga de trabajo, ya no quería estar en ese curso, okay? So he didn't want to be in the advanced math class anymore. And the last one, guys, Jose had a hard time comparing the iPhone to the Samsung phone because to him they were apples and oranges.
A. I don't know.
B. So they
B.
cannot be compared because they are very different. Peras y manzanas, decimos en español, ¿no? Bueno, también decimos son muy diferentes y ya está. Okay, guys, so you have some idioms. I will teach you more. Well, those are idioms, kind of idioms / expressions, and we will keep on practicing them when not these ones. Okay, now the homework is that you study what we are saying in class. Okay, so guys, I'm going to put the cam to tell
Marta?
you. Yes.
Excuse me, are there another way to say jump ship, tirar la toalla? Another way?
If there is another way, yes. To change your mind.
Yes.
And you can say to throw in the towel. You can say to throw in the towel. Literally.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, guys, if you have more doubts. Yes, of course, there are more expressions conveying the same meaning. But, well, in this case, yeah, I know that some of you were confused because of this, because jump ship, it may mean like the contrary, but that's it. Okay, guys, so that's it. I'll see you on Wednesday. No, Wednesday? Let me see. I have to see my notebook, sorry. On Thursday. Sorry, because I have a lot of classes, so I'm a little bit puzzled. So guys, see you next day. I'm gonna say next day every time so I don't get confused. And that's it. If you have doubts, you can ask me next day also about this class, okay? When you review and so on. Okay, guys, so have a good week.
Thank you,
Marta.
Marta, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Have a nice
coming.
day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.